sweat from the forehead with suntan lotion burns eyes. Well, I am back at it again. Now, let me tell you how my day's been so far. Okay, this morning we went back out to Bischoff Reservoir, right? Didn't really do so well. My wife caught a bass, I caught a monster turtle. And it started getting a little bit, towards the afternoon. We got hungry, so we came home. Well, when we got home, we had a message from our cousin, and yeah, I can't really rightfully say what's going on out there at Bischoff Reservoir, but we're going to give it a break for a while. Yeah, there have been some weird, uncomfortable reports out of there that's been happening lately. Nothing to be really too concerned with. I mean, all the times we went, we was 100% safe. But we're just going to give it a break for a while. So, the following weekend, I know Charles Monday, it's actually my Friday. Yeah, I know this video isn't exactly farm fresh, but I did say I would have one. Oh my gosh, the sun is just killing me down here. But anyway, this coming weekend, we will be going back to Versailles State Park. But right now, we're down here at Waterway, where I made the video at yesterday about them putting in statues on the tree. I don't think I've ever got any video footage down here of us fishing, but this is Waterway. It's hot. It does pretty good right here where we're at. It's local. But right now, they may not be biting that well because it is hot. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I got this pull out with the dough ball. And my big pull out with the worm. And oh my gosh, I feel a breeze. Oh yes. This morning the weather was completely opposite. It was super windy and cool. Here, hot, very little wind, and somewhat miserable. Alright guys. My sweat is burning my eyes. I'll be back and I'll report how we do. I'm hoping with the next hour or so we should start be able to get some bites. It'll be 5 o'clock, be moving towards the evening time, but this ain't a bad place. We've been here a total of how many times we fished here now? 4? 3 or 4? And we haven't done too bad. We've caught a lot of bluegill. Nothing major, but it's consistent. The bites are consistent. It's just we haven't ever fished this time of day. It's usually evening time, or one time was real early, so yeah. But boy, the weather this morning compared to now, it was super windy. It was hard to tell when we was getting the bite because the wind was blowing the tips of our poles. You couldn't tell if it was a bite or the wind. As far as Bishop Reservoir, it's still a beautiful place to fish. It's still awesome. We will go back there, but not for a while though. Can't really say what the report was, but it was like well, I can tell you some of it. A very suspicious character might have been up to no good there. And it was roughly right around where we was fishing, and I didn't see anything. I felt 100% safe, but another person there did not feel safe. And the story he had told was not good, and I just had a bite. I love it. I'll be back. Okay, every time I start the camera, I get hell of good bites. So I took my worm once, so either it's a bluegill or something else. Now, I will put fish on this video if they're big ones. But if they're not really big ones, I'm not going to put any fish on this one, okay? I mean, sure you guys don't want to see every bluegill I catch, right? Alright, be back again. There it goes again. But if we don't go back up to Bischoff Reservoir for a couple weeks or even a month, that's okay. We'll go back to Versailles and maybe fish more with our cousins. We know Versailles very well. It's just a little bit weird up there, and we'll have to wait and see how that pans out. But anyway, my dough ball's not getting any bites. I'm getting lots of bites on the worm. Seems like every... Well, there it goes again. I'll be back. Yeah, this morning the wind never stopped blowing. It was blowing up to 30 miles an hour. It was crazy. You couldn't tell if you was getting a bite or not. But it was nice. It felt cool. Now we only wish we had some of that wind here. Let me tell you one of the best parts about fishing here, besides you do get bites. My wife is just now backing my dirty car in. Yeah, she needs a bath. Since we are local, she took off and went somewhere real quick. But this is how close the car is to me right now. This is how close. From there, and we're fishing right here. No hill to climb. No half mile to walk. No hiking through the woods. Hop out of your car. Take 12 to 15 steps and you're here. Yeah, that close. Okay, I'm down to one pole. She's down to one pole. The other one we got a snag on. I'm not going to put it back out. One of the downsides here is just nowhere to put your poles on the ground. And I can't hold that pole and fish from the other pole. So that's okay though. I only need one pole. I mean, hell, I only started fishing with 2 poles. Actually today. True. Oh, I tell you what, we get bites like crazy here, but the thing is, either it's a bluegill or I'm not sure what it is, but just like last time I was here, I wasn't able to catch what keeps taking my bait. And I tell you, for it being a bluegill, it bite awful hard. I'm not sure what it is. But anyway, guys, on the other side of the creek, I know you can't see, but right over that way, a bunch of cranes are hanging out right now. And a deer hangs out down there all the time. At least the many times we've been down here fishing. I remember last time we was down here fishing, it was happening so good, we ran out of worms. That's why we had to go home. I remember now. I didn't want to leave, neither did Ange. But you ain't got nothing to fish with. You know what I'm saying? Well, I caught a small bluegill. And God, I hope that's not what's been messing with me. I don't think it is, though. I think I caught that bluegill when I was bringing in my bait. At least that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just saying. But guys, we've been here over an hour. Water's calm. I got my line out that way right now. I was having it out that way. But when I fish, I like to try all angles. Out this way seems to be a snag. And she's got her bobber right there. And the only downside is, since the bridge is back open again, there's traffic going across. Yeah. I like to be able to fish underneath that bridge in the shade. Bet you under there you get lots of bites. Sometimes it's good to fish local. You know what I mean? It is. You know, it's just good. And actually, this place never fails either. It's high up on my charts. But it's hard to find a time nobody's down here fishing now. Yeah. Alright, sorry, I was watching my line. Oh, it's still hot. I think I need a water. You guys want a drink of water too? I'll get one for both of us. 7 days from now, we'll be able to go fishing again. Yeah. We can't fish tomorrow. Can't fish the day after that tomorrow, which tomorrow's the weekend. But maybe, just maybe, I might be able to buy an air mattress. And not only we could go fishing in 8 days, 7 or 8, give or take a minute or two. We could camp too, but it's going to be so hot next weekend. Oh my God. Okay, got a bite. Be right back. I think my wife gave up.
No.
You didn't give up?
I was just getting a new dough ball.
Yeah, we're not having much luck on the dough balls today. I tell you though, when we was at the reservoir the other day, no sooner than I put my line in, I caught a good-sized channel cat. I didn't get that on film. Sorry, guys. But yeah, got a good old sized channel cat. Well, still getting the bites, but I ain't catching them. Dang! Last time we was down here, we was able to sit down there in the shade a little bit and fish out that way. The water's up since then. Now we're in the sun baking. That's right, we're almost done. Pool is out. We're baked, we're cooked. No, we ain't cooked yet. Feels good when that wind blows. Then I can take my hat off and let my bald head get some air. Even though I got suntan lotion on, but sitting out in this hot sun and the UV rays being as high as they are, I ain't taking no damn chance. I don't want to burn my bald head. But guys, yeah, we're fishing and I'm still getting bites. Angie's getting snags. And yeah, I can't wait till next weekend though. Oh, next weekend I'm hoping it's going to be a good weekend. Today just ain't been that kind of day. Just like the other day. Sometimes you catch them, sometimes you don't. Now hopefully before I leave here I catch it. I did catch some small ones though. That counts, right? Back many years ago, I'm going to show you something. Right over there on the other side, which is private property. But many years ago, they used to charge you, I think it was like 10 cents. You was able to walk down here and throw your poles in the water and fish all day long for 10 cents. Now it's private property and all grown up. Can't do that. But this creek holds so many memories for me, guys. We'll be here all day telling you all of them. If I told you guys a long time ago I had a canoe, me and a friend of mine went out in the middle. Here, I'm gonna talk to you guys as I'm pulling in my pole. I gotta get some slack out of this line. Many years ago, a good buddy of mine borrowed a canoe off a friend. And the friend forgot to tell us the canoe had a hole in it. So we got out here in the middle of the creek and was out there fishing, and the next thing you know, it started to sink. No biggie. I jumped out. I said, okay, told my friend to jump out. He can't swim. By this time, the canoe's pretty much submerged, and I'm having to carry the canoe back with one hand and carry my friend back. I had to put him on a piggyback to get him back. Then we got halfway. I said, what the hell am I doing? Moron, stand up! It wasn't that deep then. Oh my Lord, I remember that. I said, you could walk your own self across there. Jeez. Them were the good old days. Somewhat miss them, but these are the good old days now. You know, when we're 80, 70, 60, 90, maybe 100 years old, Ange, we'd be looking back on this. Do you remember that? Do you remember, honey? I was out here fishing like idiots in the sun. Yeah, I've had too much sun, can you tell? That's what we be talking about then.
You need to get a picture of those cranes over there.
I can't even see the cranes. I can zoom into them. Alright, Angie wants me to zoom into the cranes, so when I'm doing the editing, I could take a still shot. So, I'll be back. Alright guys, we're calling it. We're going to call it a day. In about 7 days we fish again, as I said. So we'll go home. We got to get supper. Got to figure out what's for supper, and we're just going to call it. We're done. Maybe next weekend. Well, not next. Yeah, next weekend we'll have better luck in Versailles. I know we will. But if not, it's the fun of fishing. I do know next weekend we will pack the food with us in a big cooler and have a lunch. But you remember my father-in-law, when I said my father-in-law used to fish down here, what he would do is, he would fish off this little landing. He would have his chair right here and his tackle supplies all around here, and he'd fish out this way. The only reason Angie and I don't fish off of this. A lot of kayakers come in, they use this to get their kayaks in. And I don't want to have to be in the way of kayakers. I don't know. I just feel bad for doing it, but this would be a nice place to fish, actually. There's a dead snake right there. I just now noticed it. A dead snake. How sad. But look at all the minnows in the water right now, guys. Look at all this. All these minnows right here. Loaded with them. Now that time I caught that big old catfish, remember I made a video called The Fishing Story. I think that's what the name of it was.
Something was over here.
What do you mean something was over here?
Because those were in a bag when we first got here.
Really?
So while we were fishing an animal...
Let me show you what she's talking about.
Yeah, those were
Not sure what these little red things are, but Angie says they were in a bag over here. And while we was fishing, the animal must have got a hold of them. I don't know. They look like strawberries.
They're Cheetos.
Oh, they're Cheetos?
Yeah, they look like Cheetos.
Hey, you know what they look like, don't you? They look like our bait.
Yeah, well that's what I thought it was, because when I first saw it, I thought,
Uh-huh.
oh look, somebody left their bait behind.
Yeah.
And it was in a baggie. So wherever the bag went,
Oh, let's look over here.
it drug it into the weed.
I don't see the bag. They probably went back in the wooded area. No more than 15, 16 feet away, a little animal came up and stole some Cheetos that was left behind. But anyway, right on down yonder, I'm guessing 100 yards, that would be at the banks of the city park. That's where I walk at. And that would be where I caught that big catfish. I made a video about it, the fish that got away, and that thing was huge. So that wasn't that far from here. We was going to go back there and fish today, but we didn't feel like doing the hill. I mean, hell, we did the hill at the reservoir. We didn't feel like doing the hill. As far as the reservoir goes, it's a great place to fish. Don't get me wrong. But the report we read this morning, it's a little bit... There's a suspicious character down there. And yeah, somebody got really frightened. And this suspicious character's been seen a couple other places. So we're going to hang loose from going there for a while. And just, you know, go where we know. The thing about the reservoir, Bischoff Reservoir, you could scream bloody murder where we was at today. Nobody hear you. Nobody was there. It was all by ourselves. Only thing around us was water. It wasn't even that many boaters. Alright guys, this is it. This is it. I won't be able to fish again for 7-8 days. We're going to go 7, okay? 7 days I won't be able to fish. But when I do go fishing, I'm going to take you with me if there ain't no wind. So until next time guys, thanks for watching. It means more to me than you ever could possibly imagine. And maybe one day we'll bring our cousins over here and let them do some local fishing. I don't know. They may never want to go where I suggest anyway. Because evidently I'm bad luck. Well, they didn't say that. I did. So until next time, come on. Let's get out of here. And like I said before, right there's my car. I ain't got far to go to load it. Yeah!